Hi everyone, welcome to Code Worms. So today the code we're going to do is the longest substring without repeating characters. Now this is a medium level problem, but what we're going to learn from this is a concept called the sliding window. So what exactly is the sliding window? Now when we talk about the longest substring, what is the concept behind it? Suppose we have ABC, ABC, BB. So suppose we keep two pointers at A, pointing at A. Now, as we traverse the string, we move one pointer, right? So we move it to B, we see it doesn't have repeating characters. We move it to C, we see we still, like from the first pointer to the end pointer, it doesn't have a repeating character. So my window keeps on increasing. When we come to A again, we see that no, we have a repeating character. So what we do is instead of going back to B and traversing the whole thing again, we just remove A, right? So now I have B, C, and A in my window. Again, we go to B. We shift the endpoint and we go to B. Now we have B, C, A, B. Now B is the repeating character again. So we remove the first B, like the starting pointer, and now my window has C, A, B. And this continues. Now every time my window reaches its longest capacity of repeating characters, I store this longest capacity and I check at the end that which is my longest capacity that has been there, right? So to use this, we basically will use something like okay, before that, let us keep the length. This makes life easier for us. Then we will use set, right? Now I hope you know this operation, because if you don't, then please do check it out, because this is very, very important and very, very necessary and makes your code way easier. So this is my set of characters, right? Because obviously we will be storing set of characters. Now what we have to do is I have to keep my longest string, right? So I need to keep a check as to what my longest string is, and that is what I will keep in here. Again, I have my I, which is equal to 0, my j, which is equal to 0. What is I and j basically here? I and j is the start point and the end point. Now I check that while I is less than n and j is less than n. What am I doing here? I'm basically going through the loop. I'm moving the first pointer and the last pointer till it comes to the end of the loop. That is, I would know that yes, my entire string has been traversed, right? Now, what we check in this set is if there is any such character which is present, right? So what am I doing? I'm checking, like J is my end pointer, right? So I'm checking that if the present character of the string is already present or not. So if it is not present, then what do? I add it in the set. And I go to the next J, obviously. And what else do? I have to find out the maximum length of substring which can be present, right? So answer stores my current longest, and this j minus I is basically the particular string, right? So suppose we have A, B, C, right? So this first time there is a. Now a is not in the string, so we add a into the set. Then my answer was 0, and j minus 1, that is 0 minus 0 is still 0, right? Again, so I'm so sorry, j becomes 1, right? Because we've already done j plus plus. So 1 minus 0 is 1. Again, when b comes in, now my set of characters does not have b, so we add b. And we see what is the length, right? So answer, which is the length, was initially 1. Now it will become j minus I, which is 2 minus 0, right? And then we have c again, which will become 3 minus 0. Now j minus I is basically the window capacity, where I is the starting and j is the ending element. Now, but what happens if it already contains this element? Then I need to shorten the window, right? So I need to move the beginning part of it. Hence, what do? I have to remove the character which is already present. I have to move it, correct? Because it has to be contiguous. It cannot be in the middle, right? So that is my program. And what do I return? I return my answer. Let us run this code. What do I have a problem? Okay, I am so sorry. These are horrible mistakes which I keep on making. Do not make these mistakes, correct? And I submit it, and it is accepted, right? Now this can be made better. This is the concept of sliding window. It can be made better because there is another part of optimized sliding window which we can do later on. So for that, please keep tuned to Code Worms.